do I?
You need some time alone.
I've had too much time alone.
If you want me to go, just say so. I understand.
What are you gonna do? Crawl back to your hotel?
Not hurt that bad. Besides, I feel a little guilty. I'm holding you hostage here.
Actually, I like talking to you.
I just wish I could be better support. I mean, I didn't even know your friend.
Nobody really knew Kirk. They only knew he left them though.
My dad is like that. Keeps everything inside.
I wish Kirk would have been like that with me. But for some unknown reason, I became the ear. He told me everything. Almost everything.
Everyone needs someone they can confide in. I know I do.
He would tell me things like his poetry, but he wouldn't listen to my advice. It was very frustrating.
I can understand that.
It's like he trusted me, but only to a point. I remember one time we had to write a poem for English class. Kirk was already way behind in the homework department. If he didn't hand this one in, it would have meant flunking for sure. All he had to do was hand in one of his poems, but he wouldn't.
What happened?
I turned it for him, took it out of his notebook in our locker, and dropped it off along with mine.
So he passed?
Barely. Kirk was so mad. He wouldn't talk to me for a week. To this day, I still don't understand why he was so upset about that.
You were just trying to help.
Guess we'd rather fail than let people know he was sensitive. He always used to say, if you don't show people your cards, you can't beat your game.
But you could also say if you don't show your cards, you can't win the game.
I don't believe you just said that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, don't be sorry. I said the same thing to him. The very same thing.
Really?
He bought a new surfboard last week. He used the money he was saving for college. He didn't need a new board. He already had 3 of the best. And a big company was talking to him about sponsorship. He just got up one day and decided to buy another one. It was the last one he ever wrote.
That's sad.
The day before he died, I stopped over at his house after school. He missed 2 days in a row. I was going to give him the old no diploma, no surf tour speech. He just laughed it off. I came down here and watched as he broke in his new board. Rolling, shooting, pitching back and forth. The guy was incredible. Perfect balance. He had so much talent. We sat here for an hour. We talked about his upcoming tournament. Girls, school, the usual stuff. And I said to myself, I've never seen Kirk so happy. But he wasn't. Something was tearing him up inside. And I just don't understand why he couldn't have talked to me about it. Instead of letting it push him over the edge.
Over the edge.
Kirk's drowning was no accident. He committed suicide. The day after he died, I found this letter in our locker. He didn't leave for his mom or his girlfriend, no. He chose me to be the one to find it.
Are you sure you want to be telling me this? I mean, it's pretty obvious that Keith wants everyone to think it was an accident.
That's because he thinks it was.
You haven't told him yet?
I haven't told anyone, except you.
Why?
I don't know,
Not even his parents.
especially not them. When I first read the letter, my first impulse was to run to his parents. But I just kind of walked around for a few hours. And then, I saw them all there at the funeral home that night, crying, talking about how great of a kid he was. God damn it for doing this to me. For doing this to everyone.
I don't know what to say.
And neither did I. So I just didn't say anything. What would you have done?
I don't know. I can see how hard it would be. It's not the kind of thing people would want to hear. Sooner or later, they'd have to be told.
Today at the funeral, I wanted to stand up in the middle of the service and just scream it out, you know? Take care of it all at once. Then I looked around for faces. heard the crying again. When a young person dies, the crying's always louder, more painful.
Well, I can understand how that wouldn't have been the place.
I even thought about not telling anybody. Ever. He's dead. This can only hurt the ones that are already in pain. If I never said anything, they wouldn't have to go through what I'm going through. Maybe it's best to just keep to myself.
But you're telling me.
It just came out. Maybe Keith's mother was right. Maybe it is easier to talk to strangers. God, I'm sorry. This really isn't fair to tell on you.
It's all right. I understand.
But you didn't know Kirk. And you don't know me. It's just that I had to tell somebody. I thought I could tell Keith. I thought if we came down here, away from all those people, I'd show him the letter and we talk about it. But every time I tried, words seemed to choke up in my throat.
He can help you get through with this.
Keith looked up to Kirk. We all did. Something like this? What if he decides to do the same thing? What if it pushes him over the edge too? They're going to blame me for what happened to Kirk.
Why would anyone blame you?
Because I knew him better than anyone else. I should have
No,
known.
you didn't.
Why couldn't he give me a clue? Some kind of sign. I mean, his letter doesn't really say why. Brian, by the time you read this letter, I will be dead. I'm sorry for putting you through this. I can't go on. Kirk. Can't go on? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Why couldn't you have gone on? Why? I keep going over and over the last time I saw him. Trying to remember everything we talked about. Something that might have been a clue, but there's nothing! He kept everything inside, and he took it all with
And if
him!
you do the same thing, you've learned nothing from his mistake. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
No. Don't be sorry.